Loud and clear, Carlos. Good morning. I'm good. How are you doing? Loud and clear, Carlos. Good morning. Yeah, I had two trades on Apple. It wasn't anything to write home about, but I've already kind of cleared mine out, unfortunately. But we had AMD, just off the top of my head, it was AMD, was up like 3% on heavy volume yesterday. Um, what else did we have? Tesla, Roku, Momo, TSS, GPN, PLAN plan, FL, Footlocker. Yep. Thanks, guys. YouTube is saying they can't. YouTube cannot hear you. I don't believe they can hear me, but not you.
All right, guys, there we go. Can you guys hear me okay now on YouTube? It should be coming across. I think what happens is when I disconnect my mic and take it home to do some recordings and things like that, I think it just resets, so I got to keep that in mind. All right, let's get the screen back up and showing on YouTube. Here we go, guys. You should be able to see the screen. You should be able to hear me. Just want to get an okay from our fellow members in YouTube. So excellent. So what we were saying is also Andrew is going to be trading live after the pre-market open, after the pre-market show. So once Norm and I get through this gappers list today, once we go over some of the stuff from yesterday, some of the announcements, do not leave, hang out. Andrew's going to trade live one more time. He did it, I think it was last week, right? So he'll do it again today as well. All right, folks, so let's get into it. Let's see what we have going on. So yesterday I didn't trade, but we'll have AMD. AMD was beautiful, nice ABCD pattern. Andrew took this trade as well. He did very nice on it. So make sure you check out that recap. Again, just a lot of stuff happening here on AMD. So you got one beautiful opening range breakup, several things happening, right? Beautiful opening range breakup, and we always talk about this in class 4. When you have a great opening range breakup like this one, it followed by a beautiful ABCD pattern. It just becomes a stronger, more confirmation on a move. So you clearly got a lot of that happening here, and it just trades nicely. Comes right back down, tests its moving averages, finds some support, and then just takes off nicely. One of the things we talk about a lot, we tell our members also, be careful, in just sticking to the 9 under 1 so often, because many times you will get this. It'll break the 9, come and test the 20, right? And that's a better support, a moving average to follow on the 1 minute. The 5, you could follow the 9, but on the 1, the 9 tends to be a little too noisy, so you want to be careful with that. If you're following that tightly, you could have got stopped out here and the move was still in place. So just keep that in mind. Momo was another one. I saw Andrew traded this one. Also, I believe Brian. I saw the announcements yesterday and on the YouTube recap. Brian took this trade also very nice here. Took it for a nice pop and got some good points out of it. So that was nice. Norman, what was your trade on Apple? Did you take it right at the open for this push up?
Yeah, it was a 2 minute. It was a breakout right there, and so I took it early, and then I got stopped out just with a tiny profit, and then I got it back on this pullback on the second candle there, which ended up being like a 2 minute breakup.
Okay, nice.
I got a few partials out of it on its way to 180.50. And then it started looking really weak about 9:40ish, I want to say, to me.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and closed it out with about 40 cents into it on the rest of it. But
excellent. All right, sweet, man. Yeah, it was a nice trade. I saw it on the announcements. Just for those joining us on YouTube, you are seeing, here's our chat room, what it looks like. This is where we put all the announcements. So when Andrew is live, he's going to call out trades and post them here. Any trades that Brian takes, or or Norm, they'll post on here. You also have our chat room here. Here's where our members can communicate, and then here's the screen that we usually share the entire day as moderators. Myself, Norm, Peter, William, and other guys come on as well after Andrew's done trading. So here's Tesla. Tesla also was very active. Looks like again, just had a nice little pop, big indecision candle on the 5, then just took off here. Again, I didn't see the price action, but it looks like it was very clean. Beautiful drop here, holds his moving average, and then takes off once it goes above VWAP. That's usually what you're looking for. Cracks the high of the day and heads up nicely here. Next, what do we have? We have Roku. So let's see what Roku's doing. Roku has been interesting over the last couple of days. Let's see. I just want to go to the daily chart and see what we got going on here. Again, kind of consolidated over several days. Was this 7 or 10 days after this beautiful pop? Showing some good signs of strength. And then it just slowly just starts breaking new highs. And again, now the all-time high is sitting at 95. There's a chance this thing might want to get to 100, but it had a big drop yesterday, it looks like. This is yesterday, yeah. So it had a nice little drop yesterday, giving some back. Didn't quite get to 100. Today, not doing much, but Roku has been very interesting to trade. It's one of those stocks you want to keep on your watch list. GPN, what do we have on GPN? GPN daily chart looks choppy. Let's see how I traded in the morning. Wow, nice, beautiful open range breakup here. Not sure how the price action was, but the one looks very clean. So you got a nice, beautiful drop here, which is what you look for, right? So here's your opening range, the top of the candles, top and bottom. Get this beautiful pullback to VWAP, and that's what I love to see. That pullback on the way up. You're not gonna time when the bottom is going to be, guys. Be careful with that. Don't time that. Wait for it to stop heading down. On the way back up, you want to get in anywhere within this area will be great entry for the pop of the opening range, right? For the breakout. You get that nice breakout, breaks the high of the day, and then it just heads higher. So there's a beautiful entry there for open range breakup. And then Foot Locker. What's the deal with Foot Locker? Foot Locker's wow. Looks like it took a nice hit towards the end of the day here. Nice, beautiful drop all the way down. The morning seemed very choppy on the 5s. I don't see a lot going on there, but it seems like it was a nice little drop here. So, all right, so that's what we had. Some of the watch list, the members who are watching. Norm, what do we got in regards to news, SPY, anything exciting going on today that we should be looking out for?
Yeah, I tweeted over the weekend, and we've talked about us being in this range on SPY from like 281-ish to 294, which was the all-time high we put in a few weeks ago and then pulled back from. So, we pulled back several percentage points from there, and we've actually broken through that support. And I tweeted Monday, either Monday night or Tuesday morning, I think the week will be kind of slow. I think we're probably range bound maybe for the summer, barring any events. But something to keep an eye on it if we break that support around 280 and if you show the daily on SPY, you can see that level from earlier in the spring where we kept hitting our head right on that 280 level, and then you can see we used it as support because often that resistance turns right there.
Yeah, right here.
March-ish. We tested about 5 times throughout there, turned into support in earlier May, and now it looks like we might be trying to break through it. And actually, we closed below it yesterday, or right at it. We closed, so it should be interesting to see what the market does. If it's gonna, 3 weeks ago, a lot of people were, hedge funds and big investment guys talking about wanting to buy the dip for a breakout. So let's see if they put their money where their mouth is, or if they're really closing out positions.
Yeah,
we're full in summer trading now, so it can be a little crazy. Usually it's lighter volume, and we'll see what happens. So.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm interested to see what happens today too. So it looks like we're again opening up slightly down, about 0.5%. Not crazy, but let's see what today brings. All right, folks, so let's get into it. Let's see what we have on this list over here. Obviously, I saw this stock earlier today, solely, and it's just
one of the craziest moves ever. Yesterday,
it's been on a tear. I saw this from yesterday here, and it's just been insane. Well, it went from $6 all the way to 14. Yeah, 14. So again, just incredible stuff here. And what's the news? FDA approval on some tattoo removal or something?
Yeah, there's a couple of things. I think overall their business, they're a skin treatment kind of company. And I'll tell you what's crazy is if you look, they went in one day almost from their all-time low to their all-time high. Yeah, it was just absolutely crazy. So yeah, there's some new
Yeah.
revolutionary tattoo removal device where they can remove tattoos much faster than the current laser situation that got some kind of FDA approval, and they're still waiting on some more. But um, yeah, that was crazy to see. But that's what can happen when you have a float of 5 million shares.
Yeah, this is where you gotta be careful, guys. I mean, the 5 million shares flow. It's gonna be a lot of FOMO today. People looking at this saying, "Oh man, should I missed out on it." So just be careful on it. Again, just very, very careful on how many shares you take if you're going to join the party here. Um, Next we have, so we'll look into some levels. Obviously, we probably don't have much because, as you mentioned, all-time high. So all the levels are down here, but we'll get some highs and lows and see what it looks like in a second. And I'm actually going to bring this down over to our low flow risky pile right over here. So it's up 40%, some really good volume right now, 900,000 shares traded. Let's go over to Cara. Cara up 15.4, 537,000 shares traded so far. Pre-market action doesn't look too great. Let's hope that it can get better. What's the ATR on this? Looks like it's a little bit high at what is it here?
78 cents.
78 cents. All right, so it looks like it's doing a little more than that today. It's ranging between 22 and 20. So again, just gotta be careful with some of these candles here. Daily chart looks choppy though. I don't like the way this daily chart looks. So you gotta be very careful with this one. I do not have shares for sure. It looks like it was halted earlier today. Yes, it was. You could tell right here in our halt scanner at 7:30 got halted, or resumed at 7:30 got halted probably a couple of minutes before that. But again, this is what that T means here. When you see that T, that means trading resume. So it was probably halted at some time before resuming the trading. So we have that one there. I don't like the pre-market action right now. Volume is good, up 14.4. Not sure if we have any news on this one, Norm. Anything you can find that looks interesting?
It's another, yeah, they as well had a FDA, or they had positive trial results for a drug.
Okay.
So that's why it was halted, because they released news this morning.
Okay, gotcha. Next, what we have here, AMRN. We traded this one before in the past. This one right now up 6.7, 651,000 shares traded. Daily chart looks a little crappy at the moment, and pre-market action does not look great neither. Look at this 1 minute chart. From since 8:05 has been pure crap, right? Nothing's happening, no action. And then look down here, just no volume, right? Every candle almost less than 300 shares. You have some volume here, and some other candles creating some volume, right? 76,000 here, I believe it was. Yep, 73,000, but again, not really creating any type of flow. We'll keep it on here. Might not stay on there for long as we get going here. DKS up 2.6, 252,000 shares traded. Just a horrible pre-market action, guys. Again, we want to see this nice flow, right? We want to see some kind of flow, some range. Right now the 1 minute looks all choppy. If we get this candle out of the way, right, this candle is kind of messing things up. So if we zoom in and get that out of the way, you still don't get a nice flow going on here. You got one candle here with some volume, the rest have no volume at all. And again, just very choppy, some spots where it's just dead action. So though it has 252,000 shares traded, it doesn't have a lot, a good pre-market action going. Daily chart also looks funky. Look at this daily chart for today. So we hit up 39, hit down to 34. We're kind of flat right in the middle at the moment. So daily chart looks a little choppy. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Dix can trade very strangely. And if you go pull back and look at the daily going back a couple of years, this is a pretty beaten up stock that used to trade almost twice this level.
Wow.
They made some decisions to stop selling certain firearms and impose a rule that they wouldn't sell to anybody under 21 a couple of years ago, and the stock really got hit because and not a lot of people know it, but they started branching out and expanding into a different store, not just under the Dick's brand, but it's Field and Stream, which is for outdoorsmen and hunters. And so it kind of a crazy business decision a few years ago when they decided to limit firearm sales, and it hit them back then. So they had positive earnings this morning. So it's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, no, it is definitely funky. Again, they opened one by my place and by my house, and they closed it a year after. So I was like, okay, that was not good for them. Next, we have ACAU, FCAU. This is a Fiat, I believe, which is a foreign stock. And
it is Fiat Chrysler. It's a foreign company. It's very difficult to trade.
Yes, I mean, this daily chart is probably the worst you can possibly see. It's a great example of what not to trade when you see that type of daily chart. So we'll just skip it. I'm just going to remove it right off the bat. Next, we have GOOS. What is GOOS up to? So we are down 15.8, 203,000 shares traded so far. That's a nice little drop. This daily chart doesn't look great, but I love this drop here. What's causing that this morning, Norman? Do we know what's happening?
Yeah, they missed earnings and revenue estimates. I think it's that they're getting hit by China impact to some degree, I believe. And the other thing on Goose you really got to watch out for is its ATR is huge compared to its stock price. It's calmed down a little bit. It's got an ATR of 2 right now, which is big for a $40 stock. But back, if you look a year ago when it was trading in the 50s to 60s, it had an ATR sometimes as high as $4.
Yeah, this is
so that stock can move. If I were to trade that, I would really watch my share size because it can move, just make massive moves.
Yeah, I could tell. Well, end of last year, you can see these huge drops over here. We're going from 65 all the way down to 50 here. So it got some huge ranges. And again, keep in mind this ATR here is over the last 14 days. So the last 14 days hasn't moved much, right? So that ATR could be skewed to those $2, which is still a lot for a stock that's trading at 50. Today is definitely moving a lot more than that, dropping at least down $7, almost $8 this morning. So be careful on your size today. Right now, pre-market action looks all right. Kind of lost some this morning right in here. It's kind of settling down now a little bit. So trying to find some kind of support. So not a bad pre-market action. It's got some decent volume, 229,000 shares traded. But I love this daily chart, love this drop, and we also have some areas of possible support right in there around end of mid-December or so. So we'll look into that one. Next, we have ANF. ANF down 16.8. It looks like we traded this one before in the past because we got way too many levels here. Let me just get rid of these. We'll get some new ones. 444,000 shares traded so far. Oh, Crombie and Fitch. Yep. So I know this company. Never actually think I traded them, but they're down quite a bit today. Is this earnings?
No, you just stand out in front of their stores with your shirt off.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they had earnings. They missed earnings and they lowered their guidance. So it's not a good thing when companies do that. And a lot of times it's that, I call it personally the trifecta of earnings, and that's earnings per share, revenues, and then even most importantly, guidance, because the market's trying to predict what's going to happen 6-12 months out.
Right.
Not what's just happened 3 months ago. Anybody can look at that. So when you lower guidance, you're really going to get knocked. And if you look on a daily, it's kind of traded in a channel. And we don't do a lot of, diagonal trend lines, but it's kind of traded in a channel over the last year or so. And it's broken down from that pretty significantly in this most recent move.
You can see it right here too. You got a clean level around 23, 24-ish area where, again, tested it several times over a couple of months, right? And we just broke that, so that's interesting. Then you have another channel, like you mentioned in here, that we're kind of getting towards the bottom of this channel. So will be interesting to see. Looks good. We have shares for short. Interesting to see how that does today. Next, what do we have on here? I feel like something else popped up. Solely, we looked at what else?
So Jared's asking what is guidance. So we always talk about they release earnings in a written statement essentially. And then they have a conference call when they release earnings discussing, the previous quarter. But most companies also lay out what they're seeing business-wise for their company in the next, year or several quarters. So that forward-looking information and what they're perceiving as the business climate, that's the guidance that they put out.
Yep, agreeing. Like you mentioned, you could beat sales, beat earnings, beat all of that. And if your guidance is bad, it can really take a hit. I think that determines more what the stock is going to do opposed to the other things, because those things are important. People are worried about the future now, which what happened before. All right, guys, so that's what we have so far. Let's look at our NASDAQ active. AMD on top of the list here this morning. Again, had a huge day yesterday. Look at this nice little pop here. It's just been pretty choppy over the last couple of days. We mentioned this before in the past. It's kind of chopping around here, stuck within this range, right between 26 and I want to say 29, but really 28 too. You have 28 stuck within that area. We're breaking out of that today. So we have some really pretty clean levels we can find in here. We'll look into. Right now has some good volume, 1 million shares traded. Pre-market action looks crappy, but that's typical AMD. Sometimes it can still give you a nice move. After a day like yesterday, I really want to watch this stock to see what we're going to do today. Solely we have already, so this one is popping up. Looks like it might want to get 24 all-time highs here, riding on some good news, FDA approved from yesterday, so that's nice. BIOC. BIOC is this a low float, right? I believe BIOC.
I actually don't think it's a low
No, it's
float.
not.
Well, it's lowish. Yeah, it's 18 million, but it's a penny stock essentially. It trades.
Yeah,
It's
yep.
you know.
Yeah, it's not great. It's been popping up into our scanners a lot because just look at the last several days, right? You have this pop to 63, pop to 2, right back down. It's just kind of all over the place. So this type of movement is creating a lot of activity, and people, they want to try to catch these percentages moves and try to make a buck out of it. But right now, pre-market action looks horrendous. I mean, this is horrible. Look at this 1 minute chart, stuck within 2 cents, just going back and forth, back and forth. Not clean at all. Not something you really want to be trading if it's not your niche. To stay away from it. It's really trading like a penny stock, so I'm not gonna add it to my list. TVIX is up a bit. Obviously, the SPY is down, so volatility index. AMRN. We have already as well down here. Just one. Yep, we do. ELTK. Not much going on here. CARA. We have Nasdaq ETF here, also down a bit. Plug, what we got going on? So Plug's got 413,000 shares traded. Horrible pre-market action, guys. This doesn't look clean at all. Again, you just don't have a lot of activity. The volume you have down here, right? This is creating the volume. The majority of the volume is being created here, but you're not getting in that range. You're not even getting a good pre-market action. So you want to stay away from this. Volume has died down here. You can see here it's just pretty flat at the moment. So yeah, it's nice. It's up 8%. It's a lower price stock, so you can buy more shares and things like that. But again, it's just not something you want to stay away from. OBLN, penny stock, really not much that we can watch here. Yeah, nothing happening. Next, ELTK we looked at solely. We have RWLK. This looks like it's setting up for a pop today. It's got a nice little pop over here, kind of going flat right now, kind of settling in, consolidating. 243,000 shares traded at the moment. Let's check what the float is. Yeah, low flow, 3 million shares flow. Again, guys, just it looks like it's setting up, right? But it's a low flow, so you want to be careful. If that's your niche, just this is one that looks like it might be in play today. We can look at some levels. It looks like we looked at it before. Actually, we have some very clean levels right now that could apply to this. Look at that 426, just hitting all these areas on here. 461 as well, right on there, and then you have 5. So since we're on this already, just add those 501, 461, 426, and then towards the bottom. I usually don't do these levels this early, but since I'm already here, let's see what we got down here. We got a clean level over here, 331. You can mark that down as well. All right, what do we have after this, CARA? We have FCSC. Not much going on here. Not a great pre-market action, folks. Again, just not looking great in this area here. What do we have? CUI, nothing happening. NMRD, nothing going on. Next, ONCS, not much happening. Myos, also a crap today. And Plug we looked at, it's just not great. All right, guys, so this is what we have so far. We're gonna go into see what you guys have on your end, and then Norm is gonna go over some announcements today of what we're doing after the pre-market show, and kind of give us an insight on what's happening. So Norm, what are you watching on your end that you like?
I mean, I've got my eye on the Apple, Nvidia, and Roku that I usually watch. I'm still looking around to see if I see any of the big names that might be interesting today, but I've got those 3 at the moment.
Okay, excellent. All right, so let me just get in here. All right, so what was that first one, Norm? I was responding to someone on the chat here.
Apple.
Oh, your
my
buddy.
normal
Yeah,
stuff.
your normal
You could probably guess what they are, man.
Yeah.
And Carlos mentioned it earlier, but a lot of times people don't come in until now on YouTube. So Andrew's going to be trading live today on YouTube. So if you want to see the room live trading with Andrew, stick around instead of just signing off when we get done with the watch list.
Yep, absolutely. So Nvidia's also looking a little bit interesting. Not doing much today, but man, Nvidia has an interesting daily chart though. I mean, it just continues to slowly just lose it here. Apple as well. Apple seems like, again, it's just been taking a bit of a hit here. It's kind of like we talked about before last week about all these sectors, right? Kind of taking a hit altogether here. All right, folks, let's get into it. Let's get some levels. Let's start with CARA. Let's finalize this list. Make it a little smaller. So CARA at the moment has got some volume. The price action right now is pretty flat. I'm going to put some levels in case it hits our scanners and it trades cleaner, because that could happen. We have 21.97, 22 basically have the pre-market low of the pre-market 2010. So let's mark that down. And then do we have anything above? Yeah, we do. We do have something above here, above this 22 basically. So you can see how 22 has been somewhat of support, of resistance within this area here and also in here as well. So slightly above 22, just in case this thing gets going. We got a very clean level here, kind of like a flat top in this area, 24.04. And then not quite 23, but right, actually that's too close. Yeah, I'm not gonna, I want to mark this one here. Yeah, 22.12, 23.12, because you kind of got this support resistance happening here, right? So I like that part. But this would have been a good one too, but since we have 21.97, I don't like to put my levels that close, right? You want to have some space between your levels. They're an area as well, so keep that in mind. All right, then towards the bottom, you got plenty of levels in here. You have some moving averages. Daily chart here is not great, so it's hard to find levels when you have this type of daily chart that's choppy, right? This is not a clean daily chart. So, you know, we could put one here. We could put one down here. We already have one there already. You know, you can put in so many. So usually I just leave it alone and just play it off this 19 you have here in these moving averages. AMRN, we got some levels for this already. At the moment, again, pre-market action just looks all over the place a bit here. It just doesn't look great, to be honest. It's got some volume, 715. We've seen this in the past before. We traded it in the past. Let's go over some of these levels. So I'm gonna move this one down to have the pre-market sitting around 19. This one here, I'm gonna find we have a new recent level down over here around 1954. Let's see if this 2019 is still good. Yeah, that's decent, and 21 is great all the way up here. Then towards the bottom, you got the high and lows listed right in here, right? Look at the high and low. The highs from yesterday, just right in this area. Below that, you have another low from 2 days ago in there. Then you got the previous day close. So AMRN, plenty of levels here. It's just this pre-market action I don't like right now. It's got to get better. Yeah, it's got great volume. It's up 7%, but the pre-market action is really crappy. So might be one that I drop, but we got some levels for it just in case. DKS, same thing. DKS, it is a nicey stock, so this might be normal to have this type of wacky flat pre-market action, but I'm also not a fan of this one either. Again, just the way it looks. I'm going to remove these levels and get some new ones. Low of the pre-market sitting at 34.15, the high sitting at 38.74, so we'll mark those two. In between, it's kind of right in the middle. How funny that is. So it did this range here. It's kind of right flat in the middle, just kind of consolidating, going sideways, not doing a lot of movement. Below 38.71, we have a nice level right in here, 38. So mark that down, the high of this candle here. Let's bring it down a little more. Yeah, 38.03. You got several days also using that as support here. Then you got the high of 2 days of yesterday on there, towards the bottom, low of the pre-market, and also previous day. I'm sorry, not low of the pre-market, low of 2 days ago, and the previous day closed right around 35.50ish looks like. And then towards the bottom, in case we lose that previous day close, see, when you have this type of chops I'm talking about, this is not great to find a daily level, right? It's not great. So I'm gonna mark down 35. I'm just gonna use the whole dollar as a level here, as a possible in case we drop 35.05 on there. So DKS, again, pretty crappy pre-market action. Let's hope it gets better. Goose is down quite a bit. I do like the daily chart on this one. Pre-market action needs to get better. It is a nicey stock, but the daily chart looks good. It's a nice big drop here, down at 40.50, low of the pre-market. We got a nice level right on here too, 44.12. Look how you have these extreme bounces right in here, and another one very clean right in here. So that's nice, 44.12. Let's mark that. And here's the low of the pre-market, also kind of being supported by these 3 days here, also around that 40.50 area. So let's say we lose that level, right? Because right now it looks like it's weak, looks like it wants to lose that level. What do we have under that? So let's go back. Let's get at least one more level below this 40.50 area. All right, so we have this pop over here around, yeah, this is a good one, 38.24. So 38.24, you got a clean resistance here of a couple of days, and then it finally breaks out, goes to the next level. So that's a good one, 38.24. That's a possible for the next level to hit on Goose. Love the daily chart, not in love with the pre-market action, but I think this will be worth watching today and see what it does. ANF also has a nice daily chart with this beautiful drop here, down 18%. Not liking the pre-market action. It is a nicey stock, so I'm hoping that it can surprise us with some movement. Low of the pre-market sitting at 2010. Look how 2010 is also being supported here as support, and then also in here you got several days kind of using it as resistance right in here and in here before the breakout, right? So we can mark those two down. Below that, see if we can find a good clean level. You have this extreme bounce here, so I like this day here at 1864. You have a nice bounce in that area there, and then you have all these days consolidated using that 1864 or probably 50 as support, right? So that's nice. So I think that's playing towards the bottom. Looks like this thing might want to test the low of the pre-market one more time. Let's see what we have towards the top. Towards the top, very nice clean level over here at a 2264. You got this day testing it here, right back testing it one more time. I'm sorry, not support, resistance. Then comes right back down to this support we have here of the low of the pre-market, and then right back up to 2264. So again, just three tests here of a couple of throughout this month here, February. So that is nice. That could be a good place for support resistance. All right, so that's what we have on ANF. Let's look at AMD. AMD hopefully can break out of this range. That would be nice if it can do that for us today. Let's mark the low of the pre-market sitting at 2866. It's just now making a red to green move on the pre-market. So let's see if it can continue that momentum. Then towards the top, you have the high of yesterday, which had a huge move. This is a nice move there, high of yesterday. And then let's see what we have. Anything above that? That looks clean. Yep, right here, September. Let's go in this area. Clearly, we have this pop over here, 34.18. In here, it gets a little dicey, just very choppy. So I'm just going to mark 34.18. I don't think it'll get that big of a run, but in here, you really can't find a great level when you have all this choppiness, right? So we'll just leave it at that. All right, so that's what we have for AMD. Pretty flat right now. Let's see what we have on Apple. Apple's starting to build a good pre-market action here. Looks like it's trying to bounce. Let's look at the daily chart. So low of the pre-market sitting at 175.40, 175.50. If it loses that, we got a nice level down here. I don't think it'll drop that much. 169.78. And then you can find a very nice level in here, actually 73.34. I'm going to zoom in to show you why I'm picking that level. Just want to get in here. So 73.34, you have several days, using it as support here. You come back and then you start seeing the resistance, right? Once it cracks, then you kind of get into this range here, support, resistance. When it breaks out, it goes right back down to the 69. So that's why I like that 73 area. I like to be able to have support areas where we can actually hit, right? Because you want your support and resistance to be hit if you're heading in that direction. At least take a partial or something. Nvidia also similar to Apple, low of the pre-market sitting at 141.20, so we'll mark that. Towards the top, you have the previous day close, very nice level down here as well, 131.73. I don't think Nvidia will drop that much, but that would be nice if we can take it for a nice drop there. If it does do that, then 137.02. I like this level. I'm just going to zoom into this area here. You have several days. You draw a line right in here. You have several days using it as support and resistance, right? So you got resistance in this area here, support in here, and kind of closing right on it, and then resistance and then support. So that's what I like about Nvidia right now. Pre-market action is pretty flat, not much volume, but we have some levels in case it gets going. Soli, let's look at Soli. This is the talk of the day today. I mean, this thing is just had an amazing day yesterday, up 40% today. 21.78 high of the pre-market, low of the pre-market sitting at 16.38. And that's really all the levels you have on the daily chart, because we went back already and looked at this is an all-time high for this stock based on some FDA approvals that they got going on. So interesting pre-market action right now. Again, guys, be very careful. This is a lower flow stock. I think it was like 3, right? Yeah, 4 million shares flow. So be careful with this. The ATR on this bad boy is, don't be fooled by this. It says 120, 195, but right now this thing is probably doing $2-3 easily, right? So if you look at this candle, this one's what, 21.68. This one's all the way down to 19. So just be very careful on the size you take if you are going to trade this today. Wait for a good setup, a good risk to reward, and most importantly, stick to your stop. This is not a stock that you want to test your patience. If it's not heading your right direction, if it's not moving right away the way you need it to go, immediately hop out and don't be flexible on this one. Be very strict. All right, what else we have, guys? So let's see. We have Roku.
Yeah, Roku and Marvell Technologies, MRVL.
All right. see what Roku we have here. So Roku, Roku's getting it going up 1.7. It's trying to do something. We're gonna mark the high of the pre-market, though it's pretty close to what the low of 2 days ago was. So maybe I'm not gonna mark that. I'm gonna leave that as is because it's right there within this level at the moment. And we really don't have any more levels up here within this area because it's at the all-time high. So this is the next level will be the high of yesterday, right? Towards the bottom, we got the previous day close. We got the low from yesterday. And then you really have this consolidation here. I like, right? This consolidation was huge support, 81.29. See several days just kind of bouncing around that. And then above that, I don't really see anything clean, to be honest. No, I don't know if you see anything that looks clean between this area. You could put down 85. You could mark down 85 because it kind of gets some support and resistance within this area here, just to have something in case we drop. You also got a moving average coming in here, another moving average coming in here as well. But looking like it's trying to put in a good bounce now. Volume is coming in. Looks like it's got a nice little bounce here going. So let's see if it can hold that. Our predictions is Roku's gonna get that $100, right, Norm? What do you think?
Yeah, looks like it wants to try. Right now, if you zoom out that 5 minute just a little bit, it's putting in a pretty nice wedge. It looks like it's going to break out of it and go through the moving average right there on the high side.
Yep. I see that. It's definitely looks that way. It looks like it's going to be strong open for Roku. But again, don't be biased. See what the price action gives you. Marvel MRVL, what we got going on here? We got some volume slightly above 100,000, up 4.2 this morning. And daily chart looks a little funky, a little choppy here, but we do got some nice levels here. Right over here we have 22.74. Towards the bottom you got the previous day highs and lows, and you also got the previous day close, right? And then the low of the pre-market sitting at 22.01. So let me see what we got going on. Yep, so this could be interesting. Let's see what it does. Right now it looks like it's just starting to get going, so not much volume yet, but we'll keep an eye on it, see what we got going on with that one. All right, so all right guys, let's finalize this list. So let's go through it again. We got a very long list. Let's make some fine. Oh, beyond the meat is here, right? BYND. See what this is up to. It's got a nice daily chart, right? This has got a real nice daily chart. It's got a nice little flow to it. Looks like it's trying to get back up to its 96.59. So that'll be interesting. Slightly cracking 100,000 right now, but not a great pre-market action. So not looking too good there. All right, guys. So let's see. All right. So Cara, let's take a look at Cara. So Cara pre-market action right now is it's kind of choppy. But it might be worth a look. It's got a lot of volume. It's up 16.8. So this might be worth taking a look. It is leaving this range. It was stuck within this range here. It's kind of popping up nicely. We got some very clean levels here: 21.97, 20.12, and also we have 23.12 from going back here. We got some good levels in here as well. So I like this one. Let's see if we can keep this momentum it's got going right now. AMRN, don't like the way it's trading right now. I personally do not have shares for sure with my brokers. It's got some good volume, but this volume is not, if we go into the pre-market action, it's not really creating a good pre-market action for me. So I'm just going to get rid of this one. I'd rather watch Cara instead. DKS could be interesting. Again, I think it's just like this with this weird pre-market action because it is a nicey stock. Nicey stock tend to do this, Norman. We've seen that quite often. You mentioned it yourself, right? So it's going to be interesting. Weird how it's just right in dead in the center of between the high and lows of the pre-market action. So we need to see who's going to take control of this price action, buyers or sellers at the open. So I think it'll be worth watching. Goose at the moment also has got an interesting daily chart. Again, look at these levels, very clean levels. I like that 44.12. We got a pre-market low right here, also being supported by this area here in 38.24. So I like Goose. I like the price range. I don't have shorts for it. So that's the reason. That's one of the things might not keep this one, but it looks interesting. We'll keep it on here. ANF looks good. It's got some nice pre-market action going here. Down 19%. Also beautiful daily chart. Look at this range. We talked about this, and then you have this beautiful drop today. So that's nice. AMD is opening up pretty flat, trying to get green, hanging around above the previous day close here. So I'll watch that. I think that's going to get the volume today as well. 1.2 million shares traded right now. and also you had such a nice day yesterday. I'm looking forward to see what it does today. Apple is, I'm gonna watch Apple. I think it could be active as well. I'm gonna remove Nvidia because Apple looks a lot better, so I'll remove Nvidia. Let's see what Roku is doing. I think Roku could be interesting, and I'm going to remove Marble, MRVL, for now. But we have our levels here in case it hits our turbo breakup and turbo breakdown. We can tune into it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so I still have one too many. As Andrew comes on in a few minutes, around 9:15, 9:20, he's going to go through his watch list. Brian is going to also post his watch list, and I'll see what those guys have to say and maybe remove something based on what they see that they like, or something that looks better. All right, I think that will be my watch list for today, guys. Norm, anything that we missed, any announcements we gotta let our folks know about?
Yeah, Andrew's going to be speaking at the Modern Traders Summit, Montreal, June 22nd. So come out and see him and the rest of the panel if you would like. Also, we're going to have a meetup the night before, June 19th. Trying to fill in the rest of the names, but there will be some more of the BBT team there. We're also doing our next in our series of our YouTube Live Ask Me Anything. This is going to be with Brian and William. It'll be this coming Saturday, June 1st at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So Aviel's posted the announcement, I believe, in the chat. If you subscribe and you hit the notification bell on the YouTube channel, you'll get notified of those and when they are getting set up. Also, we mentioned it yesterday. Looks like we're going to be doing a national meetup and trading. I failed to come up with a name for it yet, but with live trading over a couple of days in Las Vegas, we're looking at October most likely. So keep an eye out for more info coming on that in the upcoming weeks. Anything you can, if you're watching the pre-market show on YouTube and you have not tried the chat room, which you can see live right now, just to give you an idea of what it looks like, you can come try the chat room for a reduced rate off the 2-week trial. It's usually $39 if you use the promo code PREMARKET24 with no spaces, PREMARKET24. Then you can try it out for $24 for the 2 weeks, and it doesn't renew or anything like that. So that's all I got. If I'm missing something, let me know, Carlos.
No, I think that's all. So somebody asked me about Tesla. Tesla's, I'm not sure, to be honest. In a situation where it can go either way, but I usually don't trade stocks that are this high price anyway. So again, I got other ones on here, but this could be one that can get going. Tesla has been dropping over the last couple of days, just losing it slowly. It's just a beautiful daily chart here, and now it looked like it was finding some support around 190, but it looks like again it's just dipped its toe below it. So not sure what's next. What's the next level we have on here, by the way? It's gotta be going back some time.
A ways away, I think.
Right?
Yeah, it's back a ways, and I think it's down as low as like the 160s, if I remember correctly. There's some 170s and then 160s. So
yeah, so we have here 180 going back here.
Yeah, go.
A
couple of people are asking about Alliance. My understanding is that deal's done. They'll be ready to take applications from our traders on June 3rd, which I believe is next Monday.
Yep, looking forward to that deal. I think that's going to be exciting for people that are trading with small accounts. Again, it's just a good commission structure, so competition is good between them and CME. So we'll see what happens out of that. All right, what else? Yeah, so I did remove MRVL. Again, it looks good, guys, but I don't know. You just can't watch everything. You just can't watch everything. That's one thing. You got to be picky. Right now, this pre-market action looks pretty flat right now, but I don't know. Again, you just can't watch everything, right? Roku's starting to get going. I saw Roku is starting to get the move on here. Why? Here we go. There it is. So Roku's starting to get some action. We're going to see the volume coming in shortly, I'm sure. Apple, not much going on at the moment. AMD, it doesn't have a lot going on, but again, I'm just curious to see how that's going to trade today after yesterday. ANF, this is nice. I like the way this is setting up here. Goose also got ANF and Goose got a very similar pre-market action, right? So that looks interesting. Oh, I don't have shares for sure on Goose. So I'm gonna remove this one. There we go. That's my 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. DKS is starting to break out of this range that it's stuck in. Hasn't been doing much. Hopefully, it can get going. And Cara, it's also stuck within this range. But let's see if we can get some volume out of here. So I think we got a decent watch list. I think a lot of it is stuck right in the middle. Cara is kind of right in the middle, waiting to see what's gonna happen. Why is that so big? Here we go. Kind of stuck right in the middle. DKS is doing the exact same thing. ANF is the opposite. I mean, this is all the way down to the bottom here, testing that low of the pre-market. If it could lose that, this could be a nice little short all the way down to 1864, hopefully. So I'm gonna be keeping my eyes out on that one. I think it's got a nice pre-market action, down 19%. It's got some good volume. It just keeps testing this 20 level here. Not the cleanest pre-market action on the 1, but the 5 looks good. You can see a very clean flow there, so that's nice. What else we have? Roku. Let's look at Soli. What is Soli? Wow, Soli is a monster. It's cracking here at the high. I mean, this thing is out of control. Look at this daily chart now. So just be careful, guys. No fear of missing out. Trade this with a strategy, not just because you want to get in on the action. So if you have a strategy that works on these low floats, go for it. But just don't trade it just because you missed the move yesterday from $6 to $4, and now you want to get in on this incredible action. So be very careful. And RWK, we actually didn't go over this one. This was kind of selling down. It looked like it was going to hold here and then possibly be in play, but just kind of selling down here. Really more of a very low flow stock. So I'm just gonna remove this one. All right, guys. Anything else you guys have on your end that maybe we have not gone over? Anything that you like?
There's the man.
All right, guys. So let me move this over here. So Andrew's on. Stay tuned. He's gonna be trading live, so do not log off if you're on YouTube. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Hope everyone had a good morning so far. Sorry I'm late. For those of you who are into the YouTube, good morning. Excellent. So let me share my screen. Let's go quickly over the watch list that I'm going to watch. So the gappers watch list. So we went through the gappers watch list pretty much with Norman Carlos. Now I'm just quickly go over what do we have. So MU is gapping down 1.6%. MU is our usual suspect. Now it broke that channel. It's always giving us some good opportunities. So gapping down 1.6%. What we have right now is potentially going all the way up to 30.90. There's a very strong level, and then we have something at 28.45. In between, we really don't have anything except maybe, I don't know, maybe that low of the pre-market, which is at 32.29. Kind of low of the pre-market. And so that's one thing. Rocco was really active, in the last couple of days, sold off in the pre-market. It sold off all the way up to this moving average. So I was thinking of putting Rocco on our watch list. So it's an all-time high, sold off heavily yesterday, and now a lot of traders are traded that yesterday, and then they have the moving average as 81.1 as well. So I'll definitely put an eye on the Rocco as well, although it's not in our gappers watch list, but I think it's potential for that. SQ had a big day too as well yesterday, but it doesn't seem like a great thing to do. Now let's go through the watch list. Now I'm going to go through the watch. So these are our usual suspects that we usually look at them all together. So that is these are our usual suspects. So now let's go through the watch list. Someone mentioned Teva is being sued. It's not in the gappers watch list, but let me see. Oh yeah, it's gapping down. Teva is being sued by the state of Oklahoma. So that's possibly gapping down. What is that one here? Yeah, that's actually very. Let's go to the weekly chart. Teva is somehow is an all-time high. Yeah, it looks like it's an all-time high, really. Yeah, it is an all-time high. So that's interesting to have an eye on Teva. I do have shares for short and stuff. What else do we have? Soli is a lower float stock. So what I do is usually I actually make a difference between these lower float stocks. We are not really trading this pen. Look at this, moving from $19 to $23. So only 5 million shares float. Yeah, no shares for short, gapping up 53%. Kara was a stock that we traded in the past. Gapping up 16%. Stock is shortable with interactive brokers. On a daily chart, what do we have? Yeah, nice. It popped up through these levels, and now we have a couple of interesting levels nearby. Yeah, so Kara is interesting. I'll watch Kara for sure. AMRN. AMRN is gapping up 6%. I do have shares for short by interactive brokers at $18 on a daily chart. Oh, very ugly daily chart. So there is a moving average at 1827-ish, and there's a level here on the daily chart. Yeah, kind of right now we're sitting at that level. And then if you want to sell off, the moving averages at 1744 and 1758. Kind of a bad pre-market action as well. So we'll look into that. MRVL, what is that one up to? MRVL gapping up 4%. Yeah, very ugly price action. Beyond the meat, what is that one up to? Gapping up 4%. Nice. Beyond the meat is interesting because now we can actually getting ready for a bigger squeeze. So I'll watch Beyond the Meat. Although I don't have shares for short, but possibly Dick's Sporting Goods, DKS. So we traded DKS in the past a lot. Kind of ugly price action in the pre-market, but on a daily chart, it's kind of ugly too. So I'll keep an eye on that for now. I have 5 minutes to finalize that. CPRI, what is that one up to? Gapping down 8%. Not a lot of volume, but 136 million shares float. On a daily chart, we are ready to crack toward the all-time low, at least 52-week low. On a weekly chart, yeah, we do have a few levels to go through that. Yeah, we can take CPRI. We can keep an eye on that as well. Canada Goose, which is Goose. Goose is interesting. Gapping down 17%. I guess it's not cold anymore. So people don't want to buy Goose. Canada Goose, unfortunately, is down. Global warming, yeah. And ANF. So I like Goose. It has a good price action. I actually keep an eye on that. ANF gapping down 20%. Ouch. And on a daily chart, yeah, it seems that we traded in the past as well. So I'll look at actually ANF as well. So so let's go quickly. ANF and Goose are good. CPRI, nope. DKS is okay. Beyond the Meat is okay. MRVL was okay. AMRN was okay. Kara was okay. Everything is okay. So we get rid of SQ. Let's go one more time. Let's go one more time. DKS, Beyond the Meat, MRVL, AMRN, Kara. Yeah, everything kind of looks good. Teva, Rocco, Soli. So Brian looked, yeah, Brian got rid of a lot of this stuff. So yeah, I'll get rid of this one too, MRVL, DKS, Dix, it's good. Rocco, I need to get out of some of them. Beyond the Meat, I'm getting out of it as well because I don't have shares for short. Teva, I'm getting out of the Teva as well. All right, so that's it for me on watch. Yeah, MU, Roku, Kara, AMRN. These are all good. DKS, Goose, and ANF. And Soli, yeah, no, we don't want to touch the Soli as well. All right, so that's our watch list. We have a few minutes left to the open. So what we do here right now is just I'm putting them on different charts. So what I have is I have other screens as well. So I'm just putting them so I can watch them actually on 1 minute chart. So I'll watch them on the 1 minute chart in the first 5 minutes, and then later, after 5 minutes, I'll switch to 5 minute chart. So on my other screens, I don't have both 5 minute and 1 minute. It just doesn't have enough Goose doesn't have enough windows. But yeah, and again, remember, you guys need 1 or 2 really good opportunity to trade. You really don't want to have be in every single trade. So 1 or 2 good opportunities usually good enough for so Raka, Goose, MRN, DKS, MU, and that's it. Yeah, I guess that's it. I have everything here, yeah. Yes. All right. Nice. Thanks, Doc. Yes. You guys mentioned that my face is dark, so I actually got an LED light, so a little bit the webcam will be a little bit brighter. That's such a nice guy I am. Yeah, so now it's actually really hurting my eyes. So. Yes. Well, I have my PhD hanging onto the wall, Dima. So if you want, see that the PhD is kind of hanging back there. Welcome, Alibama. So watch list, we actually posted an announcement. It's really hard to miss on the announcement section, just above the chat. All right, 20 seconds to the open. All right. All right, so the market is open. Let's see what do we have. ANF hit the scanner. Just quickly look at ANF. Let's see where the volume is. Short selling restriction at ANF. Roku is popping higher, not surprisingly. MU is doing some stuff. ANF. Roku just pop up $2. MU a bit crazy. DKS, nobody's trading it for now. AMRN. Yeah, AMRN seems like it wants to pop up. Yes. Let them settle down a little bit. I wanted to go long AMRN at 18.15. That just popped up 20 cents. But it's a little bit risky AMRN right now. MU got rejected really bad at the VWAP on a second minute. Yeah, it looks like a short now, MU. Yeah, it got rejected really bad. So I'm going short MU at 32.25. So I want to go short MU at stop loss above VWAP. Let's see if it gets another rejection. So I'm short MU at 32.23. I'm short MU. Here we go. Nice. So I'm short MU. So in these cases, in the first 5 minutes, everything is really volatile. So you gotta trade kind of fast. So I'm short MU at 32.25. Let's see if you can get another big pop drop on it. 32.25. If not, we're just getting out of it quickly, because in the first 5 minutes is a little bit too volatile, so you can quickly reverse. So now it's dropping. Let's see if you can actually make another drop on it. If not, I'll just quickly. All right, so I'm getting out of it on MU. Yeah, I got out of MU at break even. It just wasn't strong enough to go down. So I might get back in there short, but not now. It just did drop, but it's really not. I wanted something like Goose. Look at Goose, how Goose lost it. So I'm out on break even on MU. Goose is really nice. Let me see if I can get a good entry on Goose. Yeah, Goose is really nice. Damn. ANF is also really nice. Let's see if you can get filled on ANF. Really good drop. ANF, I have shares for short. Let's see if I can get filled on ANF for a short. I'm short ANF at 1970. I got filled on ANF at 1970. ANF is seems that it wants to drop, so I'm short ANF at oh damn, Brian also went there at 1970 at 1961 average for me. Nice guys. So let's see if we do one more drop, and then I'll quickly get out of it. That was a nice drop. So let's see if you can get one more drop on it. 5 minute chart looks really weak. Let's see if you can get an opening range breakdown. MU, piece of garbage, obviously. So ANF, so I'm short ANF at 1961. So I'm covering some of my position at 1938. Brian, unfortunately, covering earlier than me. Don't do it, Brian. 1936. Yeah, let's see if we can get a breakout of that. Rocco popped up, MU popped up. Rocco seems like a. Let's see what Rocco is doing. If it does ABCD pattern, then I might actually get into that. AMRM was really nice. Yeah, I'm still looking at ANF for another drop at 1937. Again, guys, this was a really nice drop on ANF, depending on how many shares you take. But that's a very, very nice drop. I do hope that we can crack the low of the day one more time. Although I don't see a lot of big beats, so I have this 34, but it's not really significant. So there's likely that it goes back to my break-even point. But I'll just want to give it a little bit, one more chance to crack the low of the day. And then if people, don't cover, then we definitely can have one more chance. Yes. Yeah, so let's see if we can crack one more time. It took way too long, so that's a little bit scary. So now I was expecting a much faster drop, but the longer that it's kind of stays there, so I'm just covering a little bit more. The longer that it stays down there, the higher chance that it can drop. So, sorry, it can bounce. So now we might go for it. So as you see here, my share size, I have 2,000 shares left. On that, oh, here we go. So I'm covering some at 1923. So that's very beautiful. 1912. So as you see, I'm covering. Very nice. At 19, yeah, that's exactly what I was hoping to get. Let's see if we can crack 19. So I'm out more on ANF at 1906. Are we live on YouTube? Carlos, are we live on YouTube? Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah. So that's so MU. I'm glad I got out of MU. You gotta be fast on trading in the first 5 minutes, especially if everything can really bounce back. But ANF now we are in a good situation because, you know, this rejection on the 1 minute chart was very, very strong for me. You know, very good. Where's my thing? Oh, okay. So for me, this you know, this rejection on 1 minute chart was very important. So, you know, it rejected really bad. So that's why I sent the orders to get filled. Stuck on a short selling restriction. So you get filled on an uptick. So you see these ticks here. You know, when the stock is doing an uptick, you get filled. Right now, you don't get filled if you want to go short, but now you get. So that's it. Yeah, 1880. And if you want to go to the daily chart, what do we have on the daily chart? Oh yeah, beautiful. So on the daily chart, we do have a bunch of levels here. So I think the next powerful level that we have is 1853. I don't know where I got this earlier once, but now 1853 is a good thing. It might not really go one way, but it seems that we're getting into an area of support. Rocco, I was looking at Rocco, but Rocco, it seems that it's doing an engulfing crack. So MU really popped up, so I'm glad I got out of MU. Yeah, very beautiful opening range break up, MU. AMRN is doing some. So Goose was nice. I was thinking of taking Goose. It's just nope. Goose. Rocco. Let's see what Rocco is. If Rocco gives us an opportunity, maybe we can get short in there. Teva turned out to be a really nice opening range breakdown. There was a lot of nice opening range breakups and breakdowns. Mostly breakups, mostly breakdowns. Kara was a beautiful opening range breakup. How did I miss these moves? I just got into MU. Just the worst trade. Nice, Sheila. Nice. Sheila took the goose. So Sheila, do a recap for us, please. Jose, what did you do, Jose? Wow, nice. So Jose, you know, yeah, that's exactly when I got out. Jose flipped his position to a long, really nice. So who got the goose? Sheila got the goose. Mike did. Nice, Mike. Jeremy, nice. Very nice. Who got the goose? Give the goose back. Canadian goose. Yeah, so I'm actually thinking, oh, okay, now this is nice. This is dropping. So I'm getting ready to cover more on ANF. Let's see if we can crack 19. For other trade opportunity, I was looking at Kara, but I think it seems that I missed the train on Kara. MU, Rocco, I was thinking of taking a short trade on that, but it's just kind of look nasty now. DKS. Yeah, DKS looks nasty. AMRN seems interesting. I'm thinking of AMRN for a long. AMRN seems like a long right now. Although 5-minute chart is nasty, but you know, it's bouncing back from the VWAP. If I go long at 1840, stop loss at 1827, possibly we want to go crack the high of the day. So AMRN can possibly be a long for the crack of high of the day. Although this drop on 5-minute chart is a little bit scary, so that's a very bad drop. But it looks like it's doing an ABCD pattern. ANF. So I'll just put this away. ANF. Yeah, ANF. I'm just holding ANF and see if we can actually do that. MU possibly a long. So I want to go long MU as well. So I'm taking a long position on MU. I'm long MU, guys, at 32.53. So I'm long MU and see if we can actually crack the high of the day as well. So MU is bouncing back. I'm long MU at 32.53. See if we can actually go for the high of the day. Oh, here we go. Nice. So I'm getting ready to sell at the crack of high of the day on MU. Yes. So I'm long at the 32.53, so selling at 32.66. So I sold most of my position at 32.66, just for a scalp. Add more MU at 32.66. Let's see, actually I can hold a little bit higher. Oh, here we go. Nice. Nice. So at 32.70. ANF is bouncing, yeah. So for me, MU was oh nice, look at that. Yeah, unfortunately I got out again too early, but so I'm getting out of MU. It's not a lot of shares left, so really took a small size. I took only 2,000 shares on MU at 32.53. Let's see if you can actually go to. There's a level here at 32.88, so I'm actually putting my order for MU at 32.88. So 32.88. I'm actually selling all of my position there. So I just put my order here. So you can, this is what all you can also do. You can actually put your order. So 140 shares, I want to get at 32.88, which is a level here on a daily chart. You know, on a daily chart, it's a yesterday low. And possibly this one actually can go red to green. I can see the previous day close on MU at, where is that? 32.94. Possibly can actually go crack this one and go. I'm actually, you know what? I'll do that. I am actually, I think it's, yeah, you know, no, don't worry about it. I mean, 140 shares isn't really worth the thought process, but it's probably going to hit the previous day close at 32.94 on your platform, depending on what platform you're using. 32.94 is PCL, the previous day close. Now I have my order there. So that's one thing. So I can say goodbye to this. ANF, yeah, ANF is going down. So just let's see what ANF is doing. Kara was a really nice opening range break up. I'm thinking of possibly getting out of ANF. ANF looks like it really wants to bounce back to VWAP. So I'm just getting out of ANF. Yeah, ANF, I should have covered more down there, but it looks like it's doing a reversal. So yeah, so I'm all out on ANF, guys. I should have covered more down there. So I'm all out on ANF. I don't want to get into the habit of at 1944. Yeah. Yeah, it's now, as you see, it just kind of did a double bottom here. So this is one bottom, this is one bottom, couldn't make a new low, and now it's doing reverse. So it might come down, but again, I don't want to get into the habit of, it's just coming and testing my break-even point. And usually the strategy that I have is I'm not going to let the stock pass my break-even point. I mean, now it's coming very, very close. It's just not, I don't want to get into the habit of, I should have actually, I should have nothing actually. I think I did well. I left 800 shares left. If you can crack 19, I lost a couple of $100. Yeah, but that's okay. Roku to me looks like a long, guys, because Roku is a nightmare. I don't know. It looks nothing to me. So MU, what is MU doing? Yeah, MU is kind of doing this pullback to 1 minute to 9 moving average. Let's see if you can actually recover, or it's actually dropping. I might get a stopped out on. Yeah, I might get a stopped out on so MU. But overall, I mean, I got a good day. So although MU, I took a smaller share size, but most of my money was made on ANF. Yeah, MU possibly might go up. Although on a 5-minute chart, we're getting a little bit extended. But overall, I think the direction of MU is positive. So I'm just holding on to that. What else do we have? AMRN squeezed up. I like that. Nice, Coco. Nice. I was looking at AMRN. I was thinking of AMRN for this ABCD pattern on AMRN. I actually was really thinking of that. So it seems that really find this support on VWAP. I was thinking of going long here for the crack of 5. Actually, I told you. I think I did mention that to people. But just going in there. Soli, yeah. So what's going on with Soli? We didn't put it in our watch list. Let's see what Soli is doing. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, it's a beautiful. Yeah, it's a very beautiful fallen angel. So yeah, you could get a really good entry at 21, and now it's at 28. Oh, money is to be made on Soli, but it's now really, really extended. So I don't want to touch. I don't want to really touch Soli at all now. Nice. Yeah, Soli is nice, but remember the problem with Soli, guys, is the float. So the 5 million shares float are really exciting, guys. They move a lot, but the problem is, usually consistency is much harder to get to be getting in these low float stocks. I mean, yeah, you can see, if I had 1,000 share here, I would have made $10,000, but usually they're much easier when you look at them on the past. It's really more difficult to have a consistent profit on that. What I want to show you in this community, and I really want this community to be focused, is getting consistent profit from higher float stocks, because I think that's the key for new traders. Consistency. You can make these small monies with this, but if you get stuck in the wrong side of the trade, so you don't have shares for sure right now, but people who use, for example, center point, and they use short locate and stuff, they might get stuck. This stock is going up because some people are getting really stuck on a short. And believe me, people are already in the chat room that have already blew up account, including our buddy Carlos has got stuck in some of these low float stocks on the short side. So what I want to tell you is, although this 100% and this kind of moves are really attractive, overall consistency doesn't come with trading these stocks. What you can do is you can build your account, your skill, and your portfolio, and then later start playing around with these low float stocks, like 5 million shares float. This one actually says ELTK. Brian was trading ELTK. Yeah, these ones from $2 to $3. This is a perfect fallen angel. You see, it's just a completely support here. You could go long here, and you can look at that move. So that's a very nice fallen pattern angel. So overall, MU just wasting our time for $16. So I'm not sure if I actually want to hold the MU or not. It's not worth my mental energy that I'm burning on that. So I might actually get out of it. So I'm canceling my order. So I'm getting out completely on it at 32.63. Oh, that's my 16 orders. So sometimes you can see your orders in time and sales. So that's it, guys. Done. So I'm done with my day. And I probably do the recap and call it a day. Yes. Yeah, range order does that. Yeah, range order does that. But again, for 140 shares, I don't know if 140 shares is really worth doing that or not. And it's just not my style. So, all right. So we'll put this away. You know, actually, we'll keep it for recap. Mike, what did you do, Mike? AMD, nice shorts. Mike is really good at waiting. You know, that's how what you learn in military, just patience. Nice. Mike, do a recap for us, please. That is a heck of a journal. Thanks, Mike. All right, so let me do the recap. So it's 6:52. You know, there are tons of opportunities still, but I don't want to trade them. That's what I believe. 1 or 2 trade a day. I mean, a lot of people are asking me, why don't you just keep trading? This market is moving. Yes, market is moving. Yes, there is a lot of opportunity, really good trades that you can trade now, but you don't have to be in every single trade. And this is a very, very good exercise for you. That, for example, MU looks like a short now, but I don't need to go to there. I already made my money on that. You really don't need to be in every single move. And that's exactly the over trading starts. You know, the fact that you think you want to be in every single move. You got to start. You know, it's just like any other profession. Like imagine you're a lawyer. You don't want to take every single case that comes to you. You have to be selective. Say, okay, I mean, I want to take this case, I want to take that case, and I want to rest the rest of my time. I don't want, you know, I want to have a life. So this is exactly the same situation with trading. You don't want to be in every single trade. So now in the chat room, for the people on YouTube who are not part of the chat room, what you see here is, you know, the people actually, they can actually share their trades. So for example, ANF, somebody went 1,000 shares short up in this pop on a 1 minute chart and dropped and covered exactly like what it. He actually, Chase got a much better entry than me, but he got out too early. All right, so let me do the recap. And then I'll hand it over to, let me also put this one at, I hand it over to Brian. All right, guys, so this is Andrew. I'm going to do the recap for today. Our live trading will be available on YouTube as well, because we kept the pre-market show. And if you want to see what exactly we did, you can actually come and see, you know, watch exactly our trades and lives and chat room and everything. So we want to do once in a while, you know, into our trading, you know, just keep the chat room running. So people can actually see what's going to happen inside the chat room. So the trades that I did, I traded MU once into the short, once to the long, and 1 ANF, and I'm done with this. So let's start from MU because it's just up here. So MU at the open, you know, opened the, so the stock was gapping down. So I was watching it. I saw that for 2 minutes it rejected the VWAP. I went short at the VWAP with the stop loss at above the VWAP. But what I noticed is actually struggling to go down. So I quickly covered. I quickly covered at almost break-even point at $30. And then the stock did a really nice opening range breakup. And you know, I mentioned that in the chat. If you want to jump into the first 5 minutes, you got to be confident. Second, you have to be fast, because the stock, it did drop, but it quickly bounced back. And I saw that I really don't like the fact that it can't make new low. I was expecting it a much faster drop, like Goose. You know, for example, Goose. You know, look at that. So when it dropped, it never really struggled. It just kept going down and down. So you want to be in this type of fall. But anyway, so MU turned out to be a really amazing opening range breakup. I didn't take that trade, unfortunately, because I started trading something else. And then what I did was I noticed that it's doing an ABCD pattern. It's bouncing back. So I see a really good opportunity to buy for a long position. So this is AB. I went long 2,000 share here, pop up. And I sold at the break of high of the day, and I was really hoping to get to this level. So there are a couple of really good levels that possibly you can actually have, so there are a couple of really good levels that possibly you can go. So this level of 32.88 and this previous day closed at 32.94. And actually, now that I'm watching all of these, I see in a 15-minute chart, there's a lot of nice levels on a 15-minute chart as well. So this moving average, again, that level that we had. So these are all really nice levels that we had. So again, as you see, it came down, it tested my break-even point. Actually, it didn't test my break-even point. So that's unfortunate, because you really didn't test my break-even point. My break-even point here, it actually never came down, and now it's bouncing back, going to 32.80. But anyways, I made my money on that. So that's MU. I think it still has possibility to go up to previous day close. So red to green. And ANF was the other stock that I traded myself. Are you kidding me? Damn, it dropped. Oh yeah, it came below 19. Anyways, so ANF at the open, I was watching it, popped up, and then rejected really bad. So look at this 1 minute chart. This rejection was really bad. And I said, okay, I'm going to go short in this one. So I went short. Stock is on a short selling restriction. You can short that, you can, but you have to wait until you get an uptick. So do you see this tick? So when the stock is doing an uptick, you get filled on the ask. Right now you get filled because the stock is doing an uptick. So I got filled here and at 1951 or something, and then it dropped all the way up toward 19, and as you see 1886. So we had a couple of levels down here. So I think this level actually, yeah. So I think we had a couple of levels down here at 1886 and based on a daily chart. And this is unfortunate because the stock is bounced back, tested my break-even point. Again, it didn't test my break-even point. My break-even point was here at 1962. It never tested my break-even point, and then it fell down. So, actually it did. So I would have get a stopped out anyways. Regardless, I would have been stopped out because, yeah, so. And yeah, so that's it for me. So let's see what the chat rooms did. So what the chat room did, guys? Ryan PDT, look at that AMRN, beautiful. Yeah, Ryan PDT is really good trader. Nice. Tommy, what did you do? Tommy, you went long, you got out quickly, and then you flipped to short AMD. Really nice, really nice. Just guys, do a recap for us. J Bone Denver, AMD. Oh, you killed it on AMD. AMD, I didn't put it on my watch list, but Mir, what did you do on Goose? Look at that entry on Goose. Wow, nice. Very nice, Mir. Daniel, so that's one long, popped up, and then you flip position, you short, and then, yeah, you just really nice. So this long position was a little bit for me, too extended. So if I want to give any comment to Daniel, so, that long position to me was a little bit extended. Gas, look at that. Nice. Kara. Yeah, Kara pretty much opening range break up. Yeah, so he squeezed up. Good entry, 2086 all the way up here. Nice. Very nice. Mike F. Amir, what did you do, Amir? Short Goose 2-minute opening range breakdown. A lot of our traders actually, are using 2-minute chart now. So AMRN long dropped, you added, popped up, sold, and then you added more, and then you sold. Really nice. Bogdan, oh man, so many good trades. This is a beautiful entry, a flag all the way up to 19. Nice, very nice, guys. Guys, please do a recap for us. This is so much good trading here. Clinton, that is, where's the entry? Oh, the entry is up here. Oh, you got to stop that. Oh yeah, that's a long, you got to stop out. What about Oli? ANF, yeah, it's exactly the same entry as me, short, and then you added more here, put a stop loss above the VWAP, and you covered again here. Nice, very nice. ABCD pattern IMRN. Oh, William, you gotta do a recap on that. This is beautiful. William is a really good trader. All right, guys, so that's it for me. I'll see you tomorrow morning for trading room. Is the commission class today, William? Today we have a class that William has put together about the learning about the commission structure for different brokers and how they are calculating. What time is it, William? At 8 p.m. Eastern time. So it's going to be 5 p.m. on the Pacific time. So yeah, if you want to learn about the commissions and how they do, so come to the William class. Another announcement that I have here is so YouTube Ask Me Anything. So it's gonna be Brian and William. It's gonna be on June 1st, Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So we have a YouTube live. So if you want to come and join, and we can have a discussion together. There's another thing is about the sharing your setups with us to win a laptop. So go to this link that we have to our forum, share your setup with us, and enter and win a laptop. So just go, and now we want to vote. So if you like any of these, just vote and vote with dislike, and we actually we select the winner by the number of the likes that they have. So let me actually bring it here so people actually can see. So yeah, go to this. It still is open. You can actually put in there. So the faster you put, you probably get more likes. So you see anyone who likes. So this guy got 3 likes. Nice. Who's this? Dylan. Yeah. So put our logo in there. So make sure that you didn't find that picture on the internet. It belongs to you. And yeah, this guy got 6 votes. Nice. Very nice. This is 2 votes. Very nice. These are really nice. Nice. Who's the winner? Who's the top runner? 2 likes. Nice. Look at that. Look at these. Yeah. So they're all very close. So 2 likes, 1 likes. So you can actually have a chance with there. Oh, Sheila got 9 votes. This is Sheila. So Sheila got 9 votes. Really nice. Do we have more? Nice. Nice traders. Nice. Let me see. I think who got the more votes? Oh, this is nice. Nobody voted this. Actually, I love the view. I'm actually going to vote this myself. I love the view. Yes, I'm actually liking it myself. What else do we have? Nice. This is my setup, but don't vote for me. No, I'm not part of the challenge. Don't vote for me. I'm not part of the challenge. I'm not gonna buy a laptop for myself. Anyways, 6. Oh, here. Oh, 15 likes. Oh, look at that. It's Michelle and Nathan. So they are Michelle and Nathan are right now the front runners. So 15 likes. And I love their setup because look at the time zone too. PST, Mountain, and it's the Eastern time. I love that. And they have this classic chart patterns. Really nice. And such a cute couple. So yeah, so they're the front runner. Yeah, I gotta buy 2 laptops. That's true. Yeah, so this is amazing. They have 2 laptops, they trade next to each other. Oh, I don't know how they do that, but that's amazing. Yeah, so the front runner is Michelle and Nathan. All right, so yeah, you do this, guys. Oh, Michelle, you're in there. And another thing is that Montreal, guys, the last announcement that I have is Montreal. So yeah, so the Montreal, so I'm going to be one of the speakers. It's on June 22nd. We have a meetup on June 21st. Let me actually bring this here. So June 21st, we have a meetup in Montreal the night before, and then we have the Modern Trader Summit on June 22nd. And yeah, it's going to be awesome if you have a lot of our members there. That's one thing. And another thing that I was going to mention was, let me find it. We're thinking of having a national meetup and class and everything for all of the traders. So let's go to the forum. Let's go to national meetup. Let's see if I can find the national meetup. Where's the link? Yeah, so we are trying to have a national meetup. So hopefully, probably somewhere in October, probably in Vegas, because it's easy for everyone to fly in there. And then we want to have 2 days live trading, trade review, mentorship classes, psychology workshops, and we want to bring guest speakers. We don't know exactly how much it's going to be charging people, but it seems that a lot of people, like 50 people, voted yes so far. So it seems that there's a lot of interest. So if you have any idea that you can just come post it in the forum. For example, what do you want to see? I would be very interested in the weekend. Yeah. So if you have more than, if you're in or not, tell us what do you want to have, what kind of meetup, what kind of workshop do you want to see, and then maybe we can implement that. So yeah, so if there is any idea, because we don't know, we want to have, this is just preliminary thing that we thought maybe we do live trading together, and then we do trade review one by one, and then we have the classes and advanced classes that we have together, something more than that is already in the education center. So yeah, if you have any idea, just post in here, and then we can actually make it better for you. And if you want guest speakers, we were thinking of maybe bringing Dr. Brett Steenbarger. Obviously we have to pay him, but he comes and give us a workshop about the psychology and stuff. So yeah. So if you have any idea, I'll just post it here for us. And that's it. So done. That's my long recap. I'll see you tomorrow morning in the chat, guys. Have a good day. Yes. All right. Yeah. So goodbye, people on YouTube. And yeah, Carlos, you can stop YouTube live. So thank you very much, everyone. So what do we have here? MU is running up. Yeah, look at that. Damn it. MU is at 33. All right, guys, over to you, Brian. Thank you very much. And I'll talk to you tomorrow morning, guys.
Hey, good morning, everyone. This was a action-packed morning. We had lots of trading opportunities for sure. Depending on what you wanted to trade, Sole really ran up for the low float people that like to trade these. Like Andrew says, they can be a little unpredictable. And ANF and Goose just set up really nicely. That was the trade that you needed could make. And like I said, ANF traded. Goose a little worried me a little bit because it started. What I like to see with these shorts on stocks that are gapping down is I like to see them selling off into the open. And ANF did that. Although actually both Goose and ANF did a pop right prior to the open, which made me a little nervous because I usually like to see people leaning into the shorts as we go into the open. So Goose really popped up, and ANF just came back to the VWAP, and that's basically, I was watching it. That's where I was going to short it. And Goose just continues to bleed here. What's going on with Roku? Roku's just choppy. The problem with Roku, the way I see it right now, is it had a big down day yesterday, so a lot of technical damage was done, and so now it's kind of, and then I think there was an upgrade today on Roku. Somebody raised their target. I think I read 120 or something was the target price. So to me, it looks like Roku is just, it's just a fight between the buyers and the sellers right now is what is going on. It's just, they're trying to figure out, is this there may be some people that are, got scared and are getting out of it now. There's some people that are getting into it. Nobody knows which way it's going. But to be honest with you, I'm just looking at it now. Let's pull it up on the screen here. It does look like it's making a pendant. So you draw the lines. Let's take a look at it on the 2 minute. Actually, the 1 minute shows a little better. You draw the lines on the top and the bottom of the candles as it's narrowing. It is narrowing